Hey, you guys, it's Thea Ramsey. I'm back with your bedridden report. To all my peeps who are housebound and bedridden, life ain't a bowl of cherries, is it? Okay, maybe sometimes it's the pits. So, about the other day was a 48-minute long rant in which I did not have a script, and so I ummed and awed everybody to sleep. Well, I hope you had a good rest. I guess I just am not the victim type. I mean, yeah, some shitty stuff has happened to me in my life, but what's the point of getting bitter? You know, I've done the whole bitterness routine. And yeah, I was told by my Uncle Vernon, your mom should never have gotten pregnant. She was told by her doctor not to have more babies, etc., etc. But I'm here now, and I'm sorry, but you're not going to get rid of me that easily. Still, it's kind of a hell of a thing to tell your niece, right? Your mom shouldn't have had you. Have a nice day. Thanks, Unc. Anyway, but I'm just not, I'm not the victim type. I used to be, but where does it get you? And okay, I can't cry like Lori Ann Thompson. Hey, did you guys hear about the Jesse Smollett thing? He was apparently attacked by racists, and then hold on, I gotta go grab my water. Then he was apparently, the whole thing was staged. So I'm getting very concerned about the level of victimhood in our society, in our mentality. Like last year, there was this big POOF, they call themselves. It's protecting Ontarians with disabilities and people who are poor from other circumstances. So that thing was preempted by the story on the news about the Native Canadian children who had been abused in the early part of the 20th century, 100 years ago, plus 100 years ago. And so somebody got on the TV and said, we shouldn't have a Canada Day. Why should we reward a country that was abusive to us? And hey, look, man, I get it, right? When somebody treats you like shit, you don't feel like having a party. And certainly you don't feel like having a party to glorify, exonerate, and otherwise celebrate people you think treated you badly. Like I told you about Gandalf, he came in and got my husband to believe stuff about me that wasn't true. And yeah, and I lost my house, I lost my health, and everything just came piling on me at one time. And I was bitter for many years. And the other night when I was talking to you guys about it, I just discovered I didn't really feel like doing it. I just don't feel like crying over spilt milk. And my feeling about this whole Lori Ann Thompson thing is that she's an adult, and I took a law course. It wasn't a law course, it was a law class during the summer when I was at BCIT taking broadcasting. And I took this little tort law course in the evening because I wanted to live there for the summer. I had no place else to go, so I said I'll take a course in the summertime. What the hell? It wasn't that long. We didn't have much homework. It was mostly lectures, and it was about tort law. And basically, they say if, and this was back in the 80s when things were mostly sane, things were mostly right side up. So the thing that the instructor said is, in tort law, if you know something or ought to have known it, then you're liable. And I've been thinking about that since this whole thing came out about Ravi Zacharias. That people are saying, adult women are saying, he did this for me, and then after that, he required sex from me. And I'm like, man, I'm disabled. I've been disabled all my life, and people want all sorts of crazy shit from you because they help you. They help you across the street, so you should jump into bed with them. They help you across the street, so you should lend them $100. Okay, I've run into it. I've run into it 100 times, and you just say, hey, fuck off, buddy. You don't. I mean, of course, if you're in somebody's employ, you don't say it like that, but you say, I'm sorry, boss. That's not in my job description. I love you, boss, but not like that. Plus, I'm married, okay? That's what you do, Lorianne. You say, I'm married. I'm sorry. I'm not doing this anymore. And if you say, yeah, what the heck was her husband's name? I don't know. I just call him Andy. What the hell? Okay. Andy, listen, I have to tell you, I was in this online relationship with my boss, and it was wrong, and it never went any further than online. So I'm confessing it to you now, and we can go to therapy or work it out. Anyway, you act like an adult, right? Unless there's some kind of mental issue, some intellectual deficit that makes you not responsible, and you're over 21, you know what's right from wrong, I think you can't play the victim card. Like, for instance, when she said she took her first beating in the womb. Sweetie, you weren't getting beaten, your mom was. Your mom was getting beaten, okay? You didn't take any beatings till you came out of the womb. Okay, so I don't know. I'm seeing all this victim mentality coming from critical race theory and abuse and whatever. And it's not that I want to be hard-hearted or a bitch or anything. It's just that I think if you're over 21 and you don't have any physical deficits or mental deficits whereby you can legally say, hey, I wasn't responsible for what happened, then you can play the victim card if you can say all those things. But if not, you remember like back in the days of the New Testament when Peter and Paul and them were walking the earth? It wasn't popular to be a Christian. It's not popular now, but it really wasn't popular then. You could get your head cut off for that. You could get, beaten and severely chastised. And in them days, there were no such things as victims. Bad stuff happened, yes, but people weren't whining about, all the crap that happened to them. Maybe that's what psychiatrists are for. And if something happened to you that is someone else is legally liable for, then cool, have at it. Go get that money. I've done that too. I've done a few things too, and in terms of going after something that was mine. But sometimes you can't. I mean, I couldn't convince my husband not to believe this guy Gandalf, and I couldn't convince my kids that I'm not the wicked stepmother. I'm only the semi-wicked stepmother. But I'm the stepmother who gave birth. Anyway, anyway, you guys, that's my take on the subject. So how's everybody doing? I was just wondering what kind of content you might like to see. I'm thinking maybe, like, if you're like me, you probably have a lot of time and not much to do with it. So I thought maybe we could, I could jump on here and say hey, and then we could watch an old-time radio program or something, some other YouTube thing, or I don't know, Theater Day with Thea. What do you think? That's a lot of... Anyway, I'm just interested in what you guys might think. hold on. There's something not going right here. Speech on, okay. Oh, okay. It looks as if you guys can see me. The thingy, my lady here isn't squawking. So anyway, I just wanted to know what kind of content you guys would like. I started some new medication for rheumatoid arthritis, and I lost some weight. But OMG, that medication was making me so irritable and, so irritable and just anxious and whatnot. And I just like, yeah, before I commit homicide or suicide, I think I'm going to stop doing those stupid medications. Plus, as you can maybe see, yeah, my hands are, I can't close them, and the fingers are deformed. They're quite, some of them are quite deformed. So I'm just wondering, maybe it's not in my best interest to take this medication. The damage is already done. I don't know what would be further gained by continuing with the medications that I'm on. He put me on 3. I couldn't handle one of them. He took me off that one and left the other 2. So unless I can get some help on the anxiety and irritability this stuff causes me, and if it's not going to do me any good, there's no reason for me to continue on. So how do you guys spend your days? Yesterday I spent some time on the phone, but I feel like I don't have anything to talk about anymore. I mean, I kind of live in my PJs. I live by myself. I don't get out too much. Although during the Christmas season, I had a couple times to get out, that was pretty neat. Yes, people from my church came along and we went for a cup of coffee across the street. That was a good time for me. That was like, I haven't done that in a long time. I can't do it myself anymore because of the blindness plus the wheelchair plus no family. So I can't get out much and at all, really, independently. Because even with Wheel-Trans, they pick you up at your door, they bring you back to your door, but between those times, you're on your own. So I'm thinking, I don't have a lot to talk about. I used to do a lot of writing. Oh yeah, come and see what I got for Christmas. I didn't get this for Christmas. I got this before Christmas, but this is, I don't know if you guys can see this. This here is a scanner. Check it out, man. Check it out. That scans print material for me. And this here is, oh hell, hold on. This here is my Braille display, and I can't figure out how to get my chair around here. I have to kind of use my feet to push the thing along. Anyway, Braille display, nifty, huh? Look at all these neat little dots and whatnot. And this here is the laptop. Oh God. Okay, the laptop. And I also have a nice little CD drive over here too. And I'm actually interested in this stuff because I'm mostly using the Braille display plus the computer to work on my writing. But like I say, I don't feel like I have a whole lot to talk about these days because, life is for living. It's not to hole up in your hideaway and do nothing. Eventually your mind is going to get totally, you're going to get blank. So I'm working on my Andorfa series. I have a blog called One Tactile Writer, One Tactile, Tactile Writer, and I enjoy doing stories and short articles and things like that over there. I haven't been there for a while though, because as I say, I feel like my creative juices are kind of drying up, which is a real drag because I love to write. In fact, well, I should say I used to love to write. Anyway, I found a neat little application called, oh, what is it? It's a world building app. So if you like to write fantasy stories and sci-fi and stuff, oh, what the heck is that called? It's a world building app. Anvil World Building. World Anvil, that's it. Anyway, I'm losing my memory too. So I just want to know what kind of content you guys would like, because I have nothing to do and all day to do it in. I know there's a blind guy, I think his name is James Rath. He does YouTube content, but he does have help that I don't have. So I'm working solo here. And my arm's getting rather tired of holding on to this earphone. And, I thought it'd be kind of nice to have like a tripod, a little camera sitting on it with and I could show off my apartment. It's not a palace, but, it'd be it would feel like somebody is listening to me and watching me, and I don't know what the heck. Maybe we could get stoned together one day. Whatever. I'm just saying. Yeah, we have a nice little cannabis store here in Scarborough. So I would like to learn how to use this equipment, how to use this equipment here, and also iMovie maybe, and I might play with that. But anybody that's working on sci-fi and fantasy, there's a thing called World Anvil, and it's basically tools on helping you create your fantasy world, whether you're an RPG maker or a writer or whatever. So I guess that's about that for now. I'm going to see if I can add music to this, maybe make something out of it. Right, till next time, have a nice day, you guys. Bye for now.